Hello, CrossFit Linchpin. Today is November 20th, 2019, and it is a Wednesday. And I hope everybody is having just a very pleasant and lovely Wednesday. So my goal for this is potentially to start what could be a 12-part series. I know everybody's always interested in programming and what's going on behind the scenes of some workouts, things like that. I'm always happy to engage with other programming nerds. It makes me very happy. And so we've got the 12 tests at CrossFit Linchpin, the Dirty Dozen. And I'm thinking that maybe we just dissect each test in an individual video. So this is the first video, so this potentially could be us diving into CrossFit Linchpin test number 1, what it is, why it was created, a little bit of what's behind it, and I think hopefully everybody will enjoy that and get something out of it. And as always, if you've got some questions, just throw them out there on the screen, and I'll do my very best to provide an answer. If you are unfamiliar with the 12 tests are nothing more than 12 benchmark workouts that when I created CrossFit Linchpin, I wanted to have some, I create a bunch of workouts, but I wanted to create 12 named workouts for Linchpin. And the more tests, the better. So if you are looking to test fitness, give a well-rounded snapshot of how somebody's doing, expose them to a bunch of time domains, loadings, movements, rep ranges, things like that. You can test more things with 2 workouts than 1 workout, more with 4 than 1, etc., etc. So 12 seemed like a nice number. So I set out to create 12 workouts, that you could always throw another one in there if you wanted to, but I felt like after these 12, if somebody did all 12, they would have a really good snapshot of where they are, what they're excellent at, what they're middle of the road at, and what they struggle with, and that would also help them identify where they need to focus to potentially become a better or more well-rounded athlete. So on the CrossFit Linchpin website, I guess I've got a bit of a definition that I haven't looked at in a while, but it says the 12 tests. The 12 tests, aka the Linchpin Dirty Dozen, we created them as a way for athletes and coaches to measure progress and expose weaknesses. They cover a broad range of movements, loadings, repetition ranges, and time domains. Very true. So I was, before this video, just going through them a bit so I could have a couple little pieces of facts and data to throw out there. So if you did all 12, you would be exposed. Now, all of these are on Beyond the Whiteboard as well. And what's great about having them on Beyond the Whiteboard is I've got data there to look at, so I can see what is the 50th percentile or the 90th percentile on a particular workout. And if you're unfamiliar with what that means, so I looked at like the 90th percentile on a lot of these. If you are in the 90th percentile when you submit your time, that means your time was better than 90% of the people who submitted a score. So basically another way to say that is the 90th percentile is you're in the top 10%. So looking at those time domains over all of the 12 tests, the times that were logged on Beyond the Whiteboard were everything from sub 5 minutes on a certain test to almost 20 minutes on another test. So you're getting sub 5 to almost 20 minutes. You're getting a really nice broad time domain there. For loadings, we've got everything from, we got a bunch of body weight, gymnastic stuff, handstand, push-ups, pull-ups, the whole 9 yards. You've got just a regular medicine ball. A gentleman's weight would be 20. For the gentleman, would be a 53-pound kettlebells in there as well, and the women would be a 14-pound ball, 35-pound bell. And then weights in these workouts for the gentleman across all 12 tests are everything from as light as a 75-pound barbell to as heavy as a 315-pound barbell, and everything in between. And you've got pulling off the ground, you've got going overhead, you've got power lifts, you've got the Olympic lifts, you've got rope climbs, you've got muscle ups, you've got running, you've got running short to running long, you've got rowing. So it's going to give you a really good assessment, and some of them might even be fun. Who knows? Today, as a matter of fact, on CrossFit Linchpin, the workout of the day was Test 5. Test 5 is a real kick in the pants. We'll get to that in maybe video number 5 of this series, but just so I don't keep you guessing, test 5 is 3, 2, 1, go. 20 back squats at 225 pounds for the men, 155 pounds for the women. Immediately into a 2-mile run, and then you finish with one more glorious set of 20 back squats at the same loading. Of course, you would use a rack, and I'm feeling it right now. I guess you could say that I'm activated in my glutes. So that's one of the 12 tests, long story short. So let's talk about test 1. Let's start with test 1. Test 1 is... Test 1 is bad news. Bad news. In a great way. Test 1 is 3, 2, 1, go. 400... First of all, here we go. First of all, load a bar with 75 pounds for the gentlemen, 55 pounds for the women. Have a pull-up bar handy and put on your running shoes. 3, 2, 1, go. 400-meter run. Then you do Fran at 75 pounds for the men, 55 pounds for the women. You finish that. You do another 400-meter run. You come back from that 400-meter run. You do one more Fran at 75 pounds for the men, 55 for the women. And then you finish it with one more 400-meter run. So you're getting in 3 400-meter runs and 2 Frans at 75 pounds or 55 pounds. If you're unfamiliar with what one Fran particularly is, one Fran traditionally is 21-15-9 reps of a 95-pound thruster for men, a 65-pound thruster for women, and it's paired with a kipping chin over the bar pull-up. But for CrossFit Linchpin Test 1, it's 75 pounds. Because how awful is a 75-pound barbell? You know, we've got to have a light weight in there to make everything nice and well balanced. And my general intent, you know, people will do an AMRAP of Fran, or 2 Frans back to back. I mean, there's a lot of terrible ways to play with Fran, no doubt about it. But one of the worst / beautifully effective ways in my mind was not just 2 regular Frans or doing a heavy Fran, but making Fran lighter. That's almost what nobody wants to do, because if you make it lighter, you're removing an excuse to slow down. You're removing an excuse to put the barbell down because you've lightened the weight. And don't get me wrong, you'll see in some of the other linchpin tests, we'll go plenty heavy, and there's plenty of an excuse to put the bar down. But on test number 1, we want to take it into a different direction. So the chin over bar pull-ups remained, the barbell loading was reduced, and then we mixed the runs in there. First of all, because if you can't effectively move your body from point A to point B, we've got some serious holes in our fitness. And so locomotion is just a critical part of fitness. And then not just locomotion, but especially on the second 400-meter run and the final 400-meter run, from having done test 1 several times and actually being a CrossFitter that enjoys running, I'm here to tell you those are some unique 400-meter runs. They're 400-meter jogs or slogs or death marches. I mean, your legs feel like lead. They don't want to get moving. You're hyperventilating into some sort of panic breathing. It really is a tremendous and a precious experience. So, the time domain on Linchpin Test 1 for the 90th percentile, which I mentioned before, so you're beating 90% of the people out there who have done it, 15 minutes and 54 seconds. For the 50th percentile, which means you're right down the middle, 20 minutes and 23 seconds. So what I also liked about test number 1, you take one of the most treacherous and nightmarish workouts in CrossFit, Fran. You lighten the load, which actually makes it more devious. You throw it in there twice, you put in some running, and you end up with something that, on top of having some movements that are highly unpleasant, yet effective in developing and testing fitness, a time domain that most CrossFitters would prefer to stay away from. Most, not all, but most CrossFitters enjoy a shorter workout, not a longer workout. So now we've got the 90th percentile being at 15:54, almost 16 minutes, and then 50th percentile being at just over 20 minutes. it's going to be a grind. So test one is intentionally a bit of a lightweight lung grind. And specifically, your cardiorespiratory endurance, your engine. If you don't have an engine, test one is not going to go well. And then muscular stamina, absolutely through the roof. And your ability to continue driving on through not just fatigue, but there's another element of athletics, another element of fitness, another element of just real world capacity, and that's people's ability to grind. Some people are very fit, not overly tough between the ears. Some people are moderately fit, incredibly tough between the ears, and and some are both, which is a great place to be. But also to excel at test number one, which I like a lot, because the loading is very manageable for a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of people that your legs are burning, your lungs are burning, and every cell in your body is saying, please stop, put the barbell down, slow down on the run, get off the pull-up bar. And for a lot of people, they won't have to put the barbell down. They could probably keep going, but every little receptor in their body says, please be kind and please put it down. And so a choice is going to have to be made for a lot of people, regardless of their physical capacity. Now we're getting into a mental grit, determination, fire in the gut realm of how to properly pace this thing, what can you push through, what can you not push through. And so this is the sort of workout that, as well as giving you a nice benchmark as to where you are physically, there's a great opportunity for you to learn something about yourself mentally. And that shouldn't be taken with any, there's no hidden message there. Whereas if you put the bar down, you're weak and you didn't do well. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying every workout that you do is an opportunity for you to not only improve yourself physically, but to learn something about yourself as well. And test one just provides that opportunity in spades. So I really liked it. And then if you're curious, just so I could throw some numbers out there for folks, not the pull-ups, but just the thrusters on regular Fran, 95 pounds for the men, 65 for the women, a 21-15-9 scheme, which comes out to 45 thrusters. If you took a 95-pound barbell times 45 repetitions, that comes out to 4,275 pounds. Okay, 4,275. Now you take a 75-pound barbell for the gentleman in test one, but you have to double the repetitions because there's basically 2 Frans in there. So if regular Fran had you moving 4,275 pounds worth of weight, the lighter barbell but double Fran has you moving 6,750 pounds of weight. So it's actually more weight moved by the end of the workout by 2,475 pounds. So that reduction in weight, but the doubling of the reps delivers just a sneaky, devious punch that, even though it's a light barbell, yes, you need your engine, you need muscular stamina, but if you're also just not strong, that 75-pound barbell is going to feel far heavier than it should. So you need a wonderful breadth and depth of physical capacity, and basically think about the 10 general physical skills to do well in this workout. So it should be good. It should be fun. I hope everybody enjoys it. It's obviously a task priority workout, so the task is set, the time is undetermined, and we've got the 2 couplets in there are weightlifting and gymnastics, if you were breaking them down in programming terminology, and then the 3 runs are obviously monostructural each time. So it's a nice blend of gymnastics, weightlifting, and monostructural. You get below parallel in the thruster, you finish it off overhead, get a high cycle rate, and then the same deal with the pull-ups, not a chest to bar pull-up, it's a regular chin over the bar pull-up, and you're going to wind up doing 90 of them by the end. So that is CrossFit Linchpin test number 1. You can find all the tests on Beyond the Whiteboard. You can find all the tests if you just go to CrossFitLinchpin.com, click on workouts, you can find it there. We did one today, like I said, test number 5, and in the future, as I just finished up some of the programming coming up for the next 3 or 4 weeks, and there's a 3-week period coming up where I'm inserting one test each week. I won't say which ones those are, but they'll be a blast. All right, let me scroll through these comments here and see if I missed anything. And, just so everybody knows as well, I've been taking these Instagram videos, save them, put them on our Linchpin, CF Linchpin YouTube channel, and I've been doing that for probably about 2 months, so not every one of these lives. Some disappeared after 24 hours, but the last couple of months have made their way onto our YouTube channel. And we got a request to strip out the audio and create a basically podcast version of these so that you can listen to them audio format, and I've started doing that. And those are available also if you go to CrossFitLynchpin.com. There's a tab marked podcasts, and you can download them, and now you can listen to them in your car or whatever you like. All right, let's see what we missed here. Amazing Instagram handle. First question. I don't even know what the question is, but the handle is Christophosaurus_flex. That's winning right there. Would you consider subbing the run with row or bike as quote-unquote RX'd, or is it modified / scaled for logging fitness level purposes? Oh, okay, so you must be talking about today, test 5 on Linchpin. Ideally, you can run. I mean, there's a reason it's programmed with a run, because today's workout, test 5, the 20 back squats, 2-mile run, 20 back squats. 20 back squats is demanding enough on your legs, bookended, right? I mean, you've got 20 waiting at the end. So I wanted to give the legs a bit of a break, so to speak, by not having somebody row. I mean, row would be rugged. You know, it's just going to have a lot of interference there. It's only going to make those back squats at the end more challenging, and trust me, they're challenging enough. So that's why I was programmed with a run. But if you had to do it with bike or row, and you were logging it on beyond the whiteboard, you would just click modified on that. You wouldn't click scaled. I would click modified on that. So hopefully that helps. Christophosaurus_flex. Amazing handle. Oh, saludos desde Venezuela. Hello, right back at you, Venezuela. Never been there. It's still on my to-do list. And even when I did the around Latin America trip with Ian Wittenberg, we didn't get to go to Venezuela. I see some running and puking faces based upon test 5. Somebody said they fell asleep right after doing it today on the couch. I don't blame you. Let's see. Pull-up, okay, Aaron Harrell, pull-up scale preference. I don't know if you mean in general or on Linchpin test 1. If you go to CF Linchpin, the YouTube channel, there is a video we have under, I don't know if it's under, I think it's under instructional videos about if you don't have a pull-up, how to get a pull-up. There's good scales and modifications in there as well. There's a bunch of great stuff you can do, from jumping pull-ups to using bands to lowering the pull-up bar down, and you can use your legs to, there's a tremendous amount of great things. But I will say I'm a huge fan of ring rows. A tremendous fan of ring rows. Infinitely scalable, arguably harder than a lot of pull-ups, and you can just keep sliding your feet little bit by little bit each week and making them harder and harder, and you will get yourself a pull-up if you are dedicated and consistent with ring rows. They're fantastic. All right, some people saying the test sounds fun and terrible. Let's see. Oh, wow. Winter, Steve, Evan, hypothetical question. If you had to pick one movement to do for the rest of your life, and you could only do that movement, what would you pick? My gut feeling says one movement would be eating Dairy Queen Blizzards, would be my go-to choice, but I think you're probably talking fitness-related. So, for fitness-related, I mean like a squat clean thruster or a squat clean and jerk is probably really tough to beat, just because you're getting a pull off of the ground, so you're getting in a bit of a deadlift there, you're getting some nice explosive hip opening, you're getting below parallel in there as well, receiving it in the front squat position, and then you're getting it overhead. And if you varied the loading, with that, light, you can do it on a heavy day. Obviously, squat, clean, and jerk, or squat, clean, thruster on a heavy day is going to be just fine. And then if you went really light with a 95-pound bar, 115-pound bar, you could put high cycle rate onto a squat, clean thruster and just be conditioned and fit absolutely through the roof. So that would probably, I haven't put a tremendous amount of thought in that. You put me on the spot, but that would probably be high on the list if I couldn't just have the Dairy Queen blizzards. So anyway, there we go. Test number 1, video number 1, and hopefully we'll continue this and slowly walk our way through the 12 tests, and hope everybody enjoys that. Have a great day.